Gunfire erupted near Emory University's Emory Point, just steps from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Shoppers and students ran for cover as officers in tactical gear rushed toward the scene. Within minutes, glass was shattered. A police officer lay critically wounded, and the campus went into lockdown. No one knew who the shooter was or why they had chosen this place. But in the chaos, one fact was clear. This quiet afternoon in Atlanta had just turned into a deadly confrontation. What led to these violent moments? On Friday afternoon, the 8th of August, 2025, at around 4:50 p.m., a 911 call reported an active shooter at the CVS pharmacy in Emory Point, directly across from the CDC's headquarters and Emory University in Atlanta. DeKalb County police officers were among the first to arrive, moving quickly toward the sound of gunfire. The suspect had already fired multiple shots, targeting not only the CVS but also several CDC buildings nearby. Glass windows shattered, alarms blared, and people scrambled for cover. Inside the CDC compound, 92 children were sheltering in a daycare center, while staff secured the building. None were physically harmed. Law enforcement teams in tactical gear swept the area, clearing stores and urging bystanders to hide or evacuate. During the initial exchange of gunfire, one officer was critically wounded. Emergency responders rushed him to Emory University Hospital for immediate treatment. The shooter was located on the second floor of the CVS with fatal gunshot wounds. Authorities have not confirmed whether the injuries were self-inflicted or the result of police fire. Medical personnel attempted to render aid, but the suspect was pronounced dead at the scene. Both Emory University and the CDC issued emergency alerts, placing their campuses on lockdown. Hospital staff also initiated lockdown procedures, restricting entry and halting admissions. By approximately 6:30 p.m., officials declared the area secure. Multiple agencies, including Atlanta Police, DeKalb investigators, the FBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and Emory University Police, began an intensive investigation, collecting evidence, interviewing witnesses, and reviewing security footage from both the CVS and the CDC perimeter. The sole fatality from the attack, aside from the suspect, was a DeKalb County police officer who died in the line of duty. Authorities later identified him as 33-year-old Officer David Rose, a respected member of the department's North Central Precinct. Rose was known for his steady composure under pressure and his dedication to community policing. Colleagues describe him as someone who never hesitated to take the difficult calls, always putting the safety of others first. He leaves behind a wife, pregnant with their third child, and 2 young children. No civilians were physically injured in the attack. City officials credit the swift lockdown procedures at Emory University, the CDC, and nearby businesses for preventing a larger tragedy. 4 individuals sought medical assistance afterward, not for gunshot wounds, but for anxiety and stress-related symptoms. Witnesses described trembling hands, racing hearts, and a chilling awareness of how close they had come to the gunfire. For the Atlanta community, Rose's sacrifice stands as a stark reminder of the dangers faced by law enforcement every day. His funeral will be attended by officers from across Georgia, and his name will be honored alongside others who gave their lives to protect the public. Within minutes of the first 911 call, the response to the Emory Point shooting became a coordinated, multi-agency effort. DeKalb County Police, Atlanta Police, Emory University Police, the FBI, and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation all converged on the scene. Officers in tactical gear moved store to store, clearing each location and ensuring civilians were evacuated or sheltered in place. Emory University activated its campus emergency system, issuing the run, hide, fight alert to students, faculty, and staff. The CDC initiated its own lockdown protocol, securing its facilities and ensuring the 92 children inside its daycare center remained safe. The order was lifted only after authorities confirmed the shooter was no longer a threat. At a press briefing, Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens praised the rapid coordination between local, state, and federal agencies. Their quick action saved lives today, he stated, offering condolences to the family of Officer David Rose. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp echoed these sentiments, calling Rose a hero and promising full support to the investigation. DeKalb County Police Chief Mirtha Ramos spoke with visible emotion, noting that the department had lost a valued member of our family. She emphasized the dangers law enforcement officers face daily and pledged to honor Rose's memory by continuing to protect the community he served. The FBI's Atlanta field office confirmed that agents were working alongside the GBI to examine potential motives, gather ballistic evidence, and review security footage from both the CVS and CDC campuses. Officials stressed that while there was no ongoing threat to the public, the investigation remained active and complex. By evening, the area surrounding Emory Point had reopened to limited access, with uniformed officers maintaining a visible presence. For Atlanta's leadership, the day was a sobering reminder of the need for preparedness and the value of decisive action in the face of sudden violence. Emory Point sits in a unique and sensitive location, nestled between Emory University, one of the nation's top research institutions, and the headquarters of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. The area is typically bustling with students, researchers, healthcare professionals, and local residents visiting shops and restaurants. On most days, the greatest concern here might be parking shortages or traffic congestion, not the sound of gunfire. The CDC's presence makes the location especially significant in the national security landscape. Housing critical laboratories, research divisions, and policy offices, the agency is considered a high-profile facility. Security protocols are strict, but an incident like Friday's demonstrates how quickly violence can erupt even in heavily monitored areas. Early reports suggest that the shooter may have held personal grievances or beliefs linked to the CDC. According to statements from relatives, he believed he had suffered negative health effects from a COVID-19 vaccination. Authorities have not confirmed this as a motive, and investigators are examining all possibilities, from personal disputes to mental health crises. Officials have stressed that the motive remains under investigation and that drawing premature conclusions could hinder the process. The attack also underscores broader concerns about gun violence in the United States, particularly in public spaces once thought to be safe. Universities and federal facilities alike have had to refine emergency protocols in response to an increasing number of active shooter incidents nationwide. For Emory University and the CDC, the days ahead will involve both healing and reviewing security measures. Counseling services have been offered to students, staff, and daycare families. The university has also pledged to hold a memorial for Officer David Rose, whose sacrifice, leaders say, prevented an even greater tragedy. While the streets around Emory Point have reopened, the emotional impact lingers. Residents speak of unease in returning to a place now marked by shattered glass and police tape. For many, the question is not only why this happened, but how to prevent the next tragedy. The investigation is far from over. Authorities are still piecing together the shooter's movements, possible motives, and any connections to the CDC or Emory University. Was this a personal grievance, a targeted attack, or something more complex? As new evidence emerges, we'll bring you every development. Stay with us and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next chapter in this unfolding case.